Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to TRWC Tailgate Party. I am one of your hosts, Majestic Marie, alongside Mr. Ray all day. How are you doing, sir?
Awesome, awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It is so great to be back with you after a 2 week hiatus, a little vacay for the both of us. And I have to ask you because we weren't here for the fallout. How did Forbidden Door go?
What a show! Very good. Their pay-per-views, I have to say, they draw a good crowd. It was. If it wasn't sold out, it was probably like maybe 10% left. It looked like a really solid crowd. People really behind Swerve. People obviously love Osprey, but I think Swerve is definitely number one right now. They just love him to death. He got the biggest pop out of everybody by far.
That's fantastic. And how did the reception of the returning Mrs. DMD, Dr. Britt Baker, how did that sound?
Huge. They love her too. And then there was another guy there who was screaming something about where's Adam Cole. I forgot what his name was. But
Your best friend?
yeah, I was screaming that and started chanting Adam Cole. I don't know how that got started, but if you listen to her coming during the middle of the speech, you may hear a whisper of the Adam Cole chant, that they probably had to simmer down at some point. I don't know who started it, but somebody did.
It wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. No, someone that very looked similar to me. Some people
Okay.
say it might have been me, but I plead the fifth.
Some other bald guy with glasses, right? Not
Exact
you.
bald guy
Okay.
with the Adam Cole T-shirt. He might have done that. He might have done that, but it wasn't me.
Well, I am so glad that you have a lot of fun, and we're just going to take care of the business now. Go and follow the Real Wrestling Community on Facebook. They allow us to stream on their platform every Wednesday afternoon, and we're so thankful for them and their support for the show. And we're excited to be back, and we can't wait to get into this. This doesn't look half bad.
Wow. This is actually a decent card that I actually may really watch the entire thing without, taking a break, except during that end part.
Yes, yes. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but like always, we always have the Briscoe brothers get us ready for the show. So without further ado,
Ain't no way, chick. Ain't ready. There ain't no way, man. Ain't ready. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready. You can say you're ready as many times as you want. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Y'all boys ain't ready. There's no way, man.
awesome stuff.
Awesome.
We have I the font is interesting. It's brother somebody. And I am so sorry for screwing this up, but it's really fancy writing here, so I can't read it. But it says, shout out to everyone in the chat, including Peaches and Power Bombs. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx, brother BKL Contreras, aka Sportertain Entertainment guy. Awesome. Thank you. I messed that up. I messed that up. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for joining us. This is exciting. We have some YouTube comments coming in, and of course Timothy is here going, "Hi guys," in his
Oh,
Jericho
God. Oh, God. Please stop.
with the Raiding learning tree. That's
Oh,
the only learning tree that I would be acceptable to listen to at the moment. The current one.
that's a horrible, horrible tree. I want to get an axe and chop that tree so bad.
All right, but we don't want to start off on a negative foot,
Oh,
Ray. So let's talk about something actually exciting. This is actually going to start off Dynamite, so it's only fitting for us to start off with it as well. It is for the AEW International Championship, and it is Will Ospreay versus MJF. And they're starting off hot with this show tonight. I'm really excited to see this. I don't know why they're giving this away on free television, but it is what it is with AEW. I think they're just trying to gain interest and people to come in and watch their program, so I'm not too upset. I just don't understand it, to a certain extent, but it's exciting. This is a great way to start off the show, and like you said, gaining interest is a good thing.
100%. I mean, this is definitely going to draw a good rating. You can't have a match like this and not gain, interest. I'm very surprised this is on free TV.
Me too.
This is like, wow. This is a main event, or at least second tier main event on any pay-per-view they could ever have.
I mean, I figured that this would have been on at Wembley or something, not, in Little Rock, Arkansas. But here we are.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I don't know how this is going to go, but some way, somehow, it's got to end bad. Not bad, but it has to end kind of dirty from one of them. Either Danny Garcia returns and attacks MJF, or the Don Callis family comes in and attacks Ospreay and causes like a no contest or something. But you can't have Ospreay lose twice in a row.
No.
And MJ lose, he just came back. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what could they do to save both of them? So it's got to be some type of interference, unless it's a draw. But I don't see that happening either.
A draw would not fit in with the story very well that they're trying to tell right now.
Yeah, there's got to be interference. There has to be.
And I kind of I'm kind of leaning towards the Daniel Garcia interfering more than anything else, just because he's going to want to get that revenge back on MJF. MJF costed Garcia the title, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
100%.
So why wouldn't Garcia turn around and give MJF what he dished out?
Yes.
So it all makes sense. Do you see this maybe turning into a triple threat at Wembley? Or do you
100%. You got that. Garcia's got so much momentum. He's getting over. MJF basically screwed him out of winning the title because he drew him the brass knucks and caused that little pause because he had him, and then obviously Ospreay won. So yeah, he's got to get him back, and then it's going to lead to a big 3-way at Wembley, which would make sense. But yeah, that makes some more sense. I got to see him come back.
I have a question for you then, Ray. How do you book that Wembley match? You have MJF, who just came back, who doesn't need to lose. You have Will Ospreay, who's kind of one of your hottest baby faces, and you kind of don't want him to lose either. But then you also have Daniel Garcia, who also has a lot of momentum, who kind of loses every big match opportunity that he is given. He loses a lot. And you kind of want to build a new star with Daniel Garcia. He's proven himself a lot to AEW, someone that they could get behind and he would do well at. How would you book this match? You have MJF, who shouldn't lose. You have Will Ospreay, who shouldn't lose. And you also have Daniel Garcia, who really shouldn't lose either.
Excellent question. I think you have to bring the Don Callis family in now. Now you got to get another interference and cause maybe Ospreay to lose from that. Someone has to lose, but it has to lose dirty. It can't be like Ospreay, hits MJF with the finisher or Garcia with the finisher and gets a clean one. It's got to be something where Ospreay gets attacked by the Don Callis family and MJF gets a cheap win.
Now, obviously, I wasn't able to see Forbidden Door because I was out in the middle of the woods with no internet connection, and taking care of kids at a camp and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't get to see the pay-per-view. Did the Don Callis family interfere in Will Ospreay's match with Swerve?
Hello?
Hi. Hello? Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. So did I was asking if the Don Callis family at Forbidden Door, did they tried
him the screwdriver to hit Swerve, and Swerve wouldn't, and he wouldn't do it, and then Swerve kicked him.
Okay.
Kind of the way MJF trying to help Garcia, and Garcia didn't take the help.
Okay, so they have shown their face around Will Ospreay, so it wouldn't be out of the blue then if they did decide to interfere in some kind of capacity at the potential Wembley match that
And he went
has.
on record on TV live and said, he wants to be done with the Don Callis family. He wants to leave on good terms. And Don Callis hugged him and said, if you really want out, I'll let you be out. But there's, that's not happening. So yeah, it's got to be them interfering in Wembley. That would make sense.
Okay, so
Like clean.
the sports entertainment guy is saying, unfortunately, between Ospreay versus MJF, this is like a dream match, not so called massacre match. I'm excited about it.
Huge.
We're not sure about the condition of Daniel Garcia. Okay.
I don't think he's hurt. I think that's more of a work, no?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
But, I've been away for a little while, so who knows?
Yeah.
Actually, I believe this match will continue at All In next month. It very well could be. It could go either way. It could be the triple threat like we're thinking, or it could just be between these two. But either way, I don't think we can lose.
No, you can't lose with this one. This is a money card. This is a money match. And I don't see any shape, way, or form Ospreay losing tonight.
Well, tonight, yeah, Ospreay's going to win tonight.
I didn't say in Wembley. I said tonight.
Okay. All right, because we never know what will happen, at Wembley. So
At least at Wembley, if he loses, he doesn't have to get pinned.
all right, it's Ray's favorite time of the show. Are you ready?
And now it's time for Tinkle Time with Ray all day.
Yes, it is. See my water right here. Let's go. I'm ready. Starting early because I want to make sure I don't miss this. I do miss this, I should say.
All right, so I kind of whizzed through the Chris Jericho segment when I was going back to catch up last week, but I believe that they did write Samoa Joe off of TV. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's doing another series of that show that he's on.
Oh yeah, the Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. So they had to write him off, which made sense.
So I'm guessing Chris Jericho's next opponent is going to show up at some point during this. Is it? I don't know.
Who knows?
It's almost so bad, Ray, that it's almost working. I mean, the most ridiculous "Hi guys" waving at the camera. It's so stupid. I almost like it.
Hold on 1 second. I have to go. I'll be right back.
Oh, it really is.
Oh God, just saying that's creeping me out. Oh, it's awful. And then naming these guys Redwood and Bad Apple. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Like, just awful. Like, I feel so bad for Big Bill. I'm sorry, Redwood.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful. Awful. It's cringy bad. Some people like him. I have a friend that thinks it's hysterical. Like, and they just think it's the funniest, cringiest thing. I'm like, this is just god awful.
Those are people that like to watch car crashes.
Exactly. That's what that is. That's like I want to see the people come out of the car in the ambulance. Like, no, I don't want to see that. Hope everybody's okay. God be with them. This is the train wreck. It's awful. And then to see Keith, his one line every time. You don't respect Chris, you're gonna pay. Like he's like Okada with the one liner. You don't respect Kiss. You don't respect Chris. I'm like, yeah. I get it. Like, at least Redwood speaks a little more. More than one sentence. I don't know. That's just awful. I think I'd rather watch Orange Cassidy wrestle.
I don't know. It's really bad. It's not my cup of tea, but at the same time, I kind of understand what he's doing. He's embracing all of the bad, negativity that people have been saying about him for the past 2 years. Calling himself the Jericho Vortex, and he's sucking in the new talent and all this other kind of stuff. So he's embracing that, and that's really funny to me that he's doing that. But at the same time, it is cringy, and I have secondhand embarrassment, like really bad secondhand embarrassment. So I can't watch anything. I can't watch other people embarrass themselves. I can't. It's really difficult for me to, and so I just usually zip through his stuff because I can't handle it. And yes, it's
Here you go. Here you go.
we
Welcome.
know it. We know it's your tinkle time, your bathroom break there,
No
right?
question about it. Come to my side, get yourself a nice big gallon of Poland Spring, and say, "Hey, you know what? Maybe it is tinkle time." Here you go. You don't have to. You don't have to watch it. It's all good.
Timothy is laughing. He thinks tinkle time is pretty great.
Great. Gotta watch it.
Seriously, if I hear that Jericho between "Hi guys, great work," seriously, I gotta jump out the window.
I love him. Exactly. I want to do that, but thank God Poland Spring keeps me happy, and I'm good. I don't have to watch it. I'm good. I make sure I go to the grocery store, get myself a case of water. As soon as I know it's about to start, 15, 20 minutes later, I'll knock down 2 bottles, and then, I time it perfectly.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah,
one
there
thing
you go.
that I wanted to bring up last week, but we obviously both not here.
Mhm.
God did answer my prayers, and you saw what Zack Sabre Jr. did to that nobody, Orange Stinky.
Did he win?
Beat the living poo-poo out of him and won clean. No ropes, no tights, beat him clean. I was like, this is why prayer works. Zack Sabre Jr., thank you for doing what I told you to do. Thank you. I know you watched the show. He won't tell you, but he watches the show and he handled business. So shout out to Zack Sabre Jr. for doing what you're supposed to do.
That's funny. If anyone is, for all the people who are new here, Ray Alday is not the biggest fan of Orange Cassidy.
No, it's right below the learning tree. It's a light above it, but it's close. It's very close. It's very close. But Zack Sabre Jr., restored my faith.
Yes. Yes, I am a huge fan of Zack Sabre Jr. I have been for a really long time, so I need to go back and watch Forbidden Door. I would like to see all of the matches thing.
Austin won. I was like, there you go, Zach. It wasn't even close. He beat him like a drum. I was like, great. It was almost like Tony Khan heard me on the show and said, this is how it's going to go down. I said, yes, Tony. Zach needs to beat him like a drum. And he did.
And that's interesting because most of the time at Forbidden Door, it seems like all the AEW guys go over the New Japan guys. And I'm happy to see that, one of the New Japan guys got over, and someone like Zack Sabre Jr., who is extremely talented.
Amazingly talented. The guy's fluid. Doesn't waste a move. Huge fan.
Speaking of talent, we have a champion versus champion match for tonight with Konosuke Okada versus Swerve Strickland. It's not for anyone's titles. It's just the champion versus champion match. And this is another one that if they were to book it right, it could have potentially been a pay-per-view match, and they're giving it away on free TV.
Yeah, that's another weird one. I don't know why they're giving that away for free.
But it's fun. I understand kind of, because next week is Blood and Guts, and it is Team Elite versus Team AEW and once again, and Swerve Strickland is, heading up Team AEW. It's him and Mark Briscoe. Who else is on Team AEW that I'm not thinking of? Do what?
FTR, I'm not sure who's on Team AEW, so I apologize.
Okay, I know I know FTR came back not too long ago after with
Saturday.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, I'm a little behind, but after this week, everything
Yeah.
should be back to normal.
Yeah. So I apologize. I don't know. I know that he announced he's on Team ABW, and I know that Briscoe's on that team, but I don't know the rest of the other 3 members.
Okay. And
Maybe,
of course,
the Acclaimed, right?
Maybe. I know they have a title match against the Young Bucks at some point, right?
Yeah. So maybe it's the Acclaimed with Billy Gunn. I don't know. That would make sense. That's your 5.
It would.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I don't know who the 5 are. So somebody knows that. Tim knows this. So Tim, tell me who the 5 are.
Yeah, Timothy, he's the AEW expert for us here. So when we miss something, he's the one who lets us know and sets us straight. I know Hangman Page he joined Team Elite. Is that correct?
100%. So you have the 2 doofuses, Okada and Page. That's 4. I don't know who the 5th member is for them either.
Interesting. Oh, wouldn't it be Jack Perry?
Oh, that's right. There you go. Jack Perry. So there you go. So you got your 5. So Perry's feuding with Briscoe. Swerve's with, I guess, Okada. So now it's the Bucks and what's his face as your 5th. What's the Bucks? And Hangman.
Yes.
So, well, Hangman's, I don't know. Unless Daniel Bryan? No, not Daniel Bryan. I don't know who you AEW. I don't know who that team is. I'm sorry. I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, he says he's always bringing so-called Tinkle Time, talking about Jericho. It reminds me of Big Show in the bathroom until Eddie Guerrero came out. And we're really not sure about Team AEW between the Acclaimed was there, including maybe Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly is a solid choice there. And Mark and Swerve Strickland are the only 2 for Team AEW so far. See, that's what I thought too last night, and I said that on stream on Peaches and Power Bombs, and someone tried to correct me and say that someone else was also added to the team. So that's why I said I wasn't sure. But yes, Mark and Swerve, the only 2 named so far, and then we'll probably find out the others soon. All right, so let's talk about the ladies, Ray, over here on AEW. I know one of the criticisms that we have had and that I've had on my shows over the last few years that AEW booking of the women's division hasn't always been up to snuff. That they just throw stuff together and give you a match and no depth to it. Well, they have been doing an amazing job with their women's division lately. And I might argue that some of the stories that we have on television right now, the women are kind of the most intriguing at the moment. What do you say?
No question. The storylines, the feuds are lasting much longer. The randomness isn't there with the women's division. Like, it's excellent, and they have so many good stars now. So,
well, there's some randomness, but there's a purpose to the randomness, and it's the randomness sets up the actual thing. So we're not going to complain too much.
No.
So before we get into the main stuff, we're going to talk about Mercedes Moné. She is the TBS champion, of course, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Yeah. She made her, return on Forbidden Door, which you were at and you got to see, as we've already talked about. And they've been kind of interrupting each other during their promo segments for the past couple weeks that we've been gone. And that's a match that I never thought that we would get to see.
100%. And I like how they've really put Mercedes into the heel category because she's just not a face. So they've
Right.
completely. She's like friends with the elite. She's gone full heel, which is perfect because it's just
Yes.
like we always said this before on the show. Willow Nightingale is just the ultimate face. You can never
Mhm.
turn heel. Just she won't do it well. I think
Mhm.
she try her best, but she just doesn't have that personality. She's just too bubbly and kind. Mercedes is the greatest heel. I mean, she just doesn't have that vibe. So I think it's perfect for her. Britt's got to go over. Um, and this is a good match. I know Nyla Rose beat your next door neighbor to get a title shot at Mercedes. So kudos to her. And and I hope your neighbor's okay. Tell her I said hello. And
Okay.
yeah, I hope she's okay from the splashes she took. So I hope she's okay. And
I'll leave a nice fruit basket
yeah,
on her doorstep.
give her a nice fruit basket. Maybe some cookies and milk or something. Say I hope you're okay. Good match, good effort. But now she's fighting Mercedes, and I think she puts on a good show. Unlike Nia Jax, she actually knows what she's doing in the ring, and she doesn't hurt anybody. So she
Oh,
handles herself good.
shots fired.
Shots fired. No one will get broken ribs or kicked in the face and broken nose. None of that stuff. So it'll be a good match. Mercedes, she definitely knows how to throw a good match. So I think she'll do her thing, and then obviously Britt's going to come out at some point, and
Mhm.
shots fired again. But that's a great feud. I love it.
And it makes a lot of sense. Mercedes Moné coming out and just basically trying to take over the women's division and saying, of course she does the CEO thing, but just saying I'm the face of the women's division. And Britt Baker, who is kind of the OG AEW face of the women's division, for a really long time, someone that they have built that division on her back basically, and she's coming out going, "I don't think so, sister. Don't
You
forget me."
yeah,
Right? So
you forgot who I am.
it's been a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, huge, huge.
All right. So let's talk about what everybody really wants to talk about, Ray.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be amazing.
All right. So the Owen Hart finals were last week. And we didn't mention that Bryan Danielson won the men's side of things, and he gets to face Swerve Strickland at Wembley Stadium. And that's kind of taking a back burner to the build up to Blood and Guts next week. And that's okay. On the women's side of things, the finalists was Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale lost the match due to a little bit of interference from Stokely Holloway and Chris Statlander, which is continuing on with that storyline. Another story in the women's division that just keeps building and making people interested in stuff that's happening. So Mariah May gets this win, and she is going to challenge Toni Storm for the women's championship at Wembley. And they're celebrating in the ring, they're dancing and skipping and holding hands. They get up the ramp, and Mariah May is holding her title belt. She gets a little title belt for her win.
Yeah.
And she just starts beating both Toni Storm and Luther, the living daylights out of these two, with that belt. And she also takes a shoe and starts hammering Toni Storm's face. And so the very last second of the broadcast is the picture of Mariah May holding up Tony's head, which is just pouring. The blood is pouring. That is a fantastic shot, by the way.
Fantastic.
And I've been saying it for months that this is just like All About Eve, where Mariah May is manipulating Toni Storm like Eve did in that movie. And I was right, and I'm so excited about it.
Excellent. You called it.
I
You
did.
called
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I know this is not going to happen, but I think just based on story and intrigue and interest, that Mariah May versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Champion should close the show at Wembley.
100%. Because people are waiting for that more than anything. That people are hammering for that match. It's gonna be phenomenal. Like, this is just like the movie. This is incredible. Like you called it, and they're following it to a T.
Mm-hmm.
And to see the blood and the face reaction, and it was a combination of her being in pain and her being in disbelief. Like, I can't believe you did this to me, but I'm also really hurt because that shoe, you dug it into my face. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was a combination, and she sold it well.
She did.
She sold it fantastic. So kudos to Time
tonight, Mariah May it has a segment where she's going to be speaking, and I'm guessing we're going to get your typical heel. I was playing Toni Storm this whole time. I was getting on her good side, getting her defenses down until I could strike the perfect time to strike. And once I got that title shot, I knew it was my time to strike. I can't wait to see this.
Amen. It's going to be one of those, what did you think was going to happen? You think I was going to be your lackey all this time? Now it's my time, and yada, yada, yada. It's going to be a typical heel promo, but it's going to be an awesome heel promo. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about it. It's going to be great. Like, shout out to Mariah May. She's awesome too.
Yes, I agree with that too. We're going to get through some comments, and then we'll probably wrap everything up for this week. Timothy is saying DMD versus Mercedes Moné at All In next month. Yes, I'm pretty sure that that's going to happen.
100%.
Why is basically what everybody's asking. Our good friend Lance, who was also at Forbidden Door with you 2 weeks ago.
No, we've been texting.
That's awesome. And Mariah May is the next Toni Storm between shot cover of the blood. This is what we call perfection. It was perfection.
It was perfection.
Yes.
The only thing better than that was watching Zack Sabre Jr. beat the Drubbins out of Orange.
I'm sure you enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that immensely. I don't know if I mentioned it during the show, but yes, it brought me tremendous joy.
All right, well, that is the show, Ray. Is there anything else that we need to tell the people about before we say goodbye?
No, I mean, the only thing I would say is, how did Roderick Strong get an ROH title shot? Like, I don't know what that randomness was about.
I don't know. It's so random on the Ring of Honor side of things. And it's probably, if the titles change hands, doesn't really matter, because the Ring of Honor World Champion never shows up on the Ring of Honor television shows. So who cares at this point?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah.
And that, I'm even going to give a little bit of that criticism towards my dude, Eddie Kingston. He never showed up on the television shows either. So I don't, and Mark Briscoe isn't either. So I don't know why they keep putting the title on people and then not actually having them on their shows. It's a little
really
crazy.
Weird. They're only on the show when they're defending the title. Very random. That's weird.
That is what we call spoiler alert. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
No, it's weird. It's weird, but great.
All right.
Great show. I will definitely let you know when my Tinkle Time starts. It'll be right in the beginning of that horrible tree that I want to call my my gardener to chop down, and we'll see.
All right, Ray, just promise me one thing. No pictures.
No pictures. I
No
promise.
pictures.
I'll send you a picture of a Poland Spring bottle, though. I'll send you that.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this week and hanging out with us. We are here every Wednesday afternoon. So right before Dynamite to preview the show. So make sure you keep checking us out. And we got some exciting things coming on Peaches and Power Bombs as well. So keep an eye on that channel also. So we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.